I don't know if you noticed, but over the past 2 months, most of our followers, or rather, we've been getting lots and lots of positive feedback from our followers, from our customers. Either they've landed jobs, or either they've landed shortlisting, they've landed interviews, and so on and so forth. That is not just a mere coincidence. Right now, especially now that you're heading towards the December holidays or just the holidays in general, there is a lot of pressure from companies and for recruiters for them to actually fill the existing roles, right? No one wants to roll over with last year's budget. So, what that essentially means is that the vacancies that you're currently seeing, there is a lot of pressure for them to get filled and for them to get filled before the end of the year. Hence the reason as to why more and more people are actually getting job offers at this time. I don't know if you've talked about this, but now is not the time for you to kind of take a break in your remote work search. It is actually the opposite. You should be putting in more effort, sending out more applications, regardless of whether you are in the mood or not. Think of it this way. If your competition is global, then doesn't that warrant you to just put in a little bit more extra effort in sending out applications? I always advise my clients to send out at least 3 applications in a day if they're serious about getting a remote job, because at the end of the day, your competition is global. In this video, we are going to be showcasing remote companies that are, of course, hiring worldwide, but we also have one remote company that is hiring in specific regions, and they can actually help you in terms of relocation. Starting us off is a company called Tabi, and they are on a mission to create financial freedom in the way people shop, people earn, and people spend their money. I guess they're tired of having the normal banking situation or banking institutions take over in terms of interest rates and whatnot. So they've come up with a really, really cool idea that help people reshape their relationship with money. And they are currently hiring several of opportunities, and they actually help you when it comes to relocation. So the reason as to why I particularly love this company, or I particularly chose to showcase this company, is because they currently have over 1,000 global employees. They have managed to raise up to $1.5 billion in terms of funding. The volumes that they're pushing in terms of annual recurring revenue, that is ARR, is $150 million. Yeah, I would also want to work for them if I were you. So they have hubs in Spain, they've got hubs in Riyadh, they've got hubs in Dubai. And I know most of our followers are actually in Dubai, or some of our followers are actually in Dubai, or we've got a substantial amount of followers in Dubai. And that's why I decided to showcase this opportunity. So they're currently hiring for the following opportunities: a financial planner and analyst associate. That role is specifically hiring in the UAE. They're also hiring for a product analyst, which is customer life cycle, and that role is fully remote. An account management retention intern, the role is in UAE. A partner support specialist role in Egypt. A customer experience operations director in Egypt. A customer service quality specialist, still Egypt. A senior back-end engineer, fully remote. A mobile QA automation engineer, fully remote. A data engineer role, fully remote. A machine learning engineer or ML engineer, fully remote. Another data engineer role, fully remote. A database administrator role, fully remote. A back-end engineer, full stack engineer, QA engineer, all those are fully remote roles. An iOS engineer, a tech lead, a people experience associate role that is based in Egypt, a payroll analyst role based in Egypt, a talent acquisition partner role, fully remote, a talent sourcer, fully remote, a talent acquisition partner focusing on product, again, another fully remote role, a risk analyst role, fully remote, and lastly, a customer service representative role that is based in Egypt. The next company that you're featuring today is called Bunnynet, and actually their CEO looks like a younger version of Zuckerberg. So they want to create more safe, more accessible, and faster internet of tomorrow. And they're currently hiring for lots of tech roles, namely a back-end QA engineer, a senior engineer role, a principal machine learning engineer role, a compute QA engineer role, a compute senior engineer role, and lastly, a stream software engineer role. So if you've got anyone in the tech space, or your friend or family or cousin or brother or sister is actually in the tech space and is currently looking for remote opportunities, send them this video. The third company that we are featuring today is called Gameplay Galaxy, and as always, most of these remote companies are actually startups, and the current industry that is producing more and more startups are either gaming industries, Web3, or even blockchain or Ethereum industries, which this company is amongst. So they're currently hiring for the following opportunities, but before we can actually delve into the opportunities, let's take a look at some of the benefits that you'll be able to enjoy when you're currently working for Gameplay Galaxy. So you get to enjoy unlimited paid time off. You also get to enjoy flexible working hours. You get to work in an environment that actually makes an impact. There is meaningful equity in terms of profit sharing. They do prioritize learning and development of the team. So career growth, accelerated career growth, if I may, is a super important priority to them. And lastly, you get to work with a team that actually cares, and not to mention one that is a leading player in the industry. So let's take a look at some of the opportunities that they're currently hiring for, which, by the way, are all fully remote. So they're currently hiring for a business development lead, a data engineer, a game data analyst, a lead producer, a lead UX designer, a QA tester, a senior 3D environment artist, a senior back-end developer, a senior game economy developer, a senior graphic programmer, and lastly, a social and community lead. So if you don't know what a social and community lead would technically be doing, we did a video with Yvonne. We're going to link that up here, and it's on Instagram. So go and watch that live, because she talked about what a community leader does, right? The next company that you're featuring today is called Fortify Health. And if you guessed it right, they actually deal with fortifying rich wheat flour, and they are on a mission to ensure that every single person on this earth has access to the micronutrients needed for them to actually thrive and live healthy lives, which is such a cool mission to have. They're currently hiring for a chief of staff. This role is a 2-year contract. It is fully remote. However, if you are in London or in India, then you're also encouraged to apply. Despite this role being fully remote, you will be expected to travel at least up to 60% of the time. So if traveling isn't what you're looking for when you're getting yourself into a remote job, then this role might not be for you. The chief of staff role will earn you anything between £38,000 to £48,000 annually. So if that sounds like a good deal for you, I would want you to head on over to our website, beyondthesavannah.co.ke, send in your application using an ATS-friendly resume and an optimized LinkedIn profile. And I wish you nothing but all the very best in your job hunt. So let's move on over to our next company. This company is so much fun. You can actually tell from the graphics that they have on their website. The company in itself is called The Shelf, and they actually let you know that it is okay for you to join the talent pool. They may not be hiring at the moment, but it is important that you stay in the talent pool just in case an opening comes across. In fact, for most of the opportunities that they regularly hire for, they've actually indicated hiring now or not hiring at the moment, but you can still send in your application. So let's take a look at some of the roles that they're currently hiring for. They're hiring for a brand partnership manager role. They're also hiring for a paid social media manager. They're also hiring for a social media strategist role, a creative specialist, an account manager, an account supervisor. So for those of you who don't know what account manager, account supervisor would be, let me put it this way. If you're in sales, business development, marketing, and you want to, or even customer service, and you want to pivot into something new, then account management would be a really good place to start. Technically, for most companies, an account manager deals with lead generation, managing the customers, for some companies, not all companies, and they don't do closing. So that means that their targets are a little bit less stringent as opposed to you being in sales, where it is a very, very target driven role. So if you're not afraid of targets, but you also don't want to get yourself into all the pressure and the stress that comes with being in sales and just closing targets, then you might want to think about account management. They're also hiring for an influencer discovery manager, but this role they're not hiring for immediately. So that means when you apply to this opportunity, you actually join the talent pool. Another role that will allow you to join the talent pool is a market space creator, a traffic manager, I'm assuming web traffic manager, a social media manager, a content marketing assistant, a developer, and a sales operations specialist. Now, the reason as to why I actually encourage people to join the talent pool is because just this morning, one of our followers called me, and apparently she had joined a talent pool for a certain company, gone through the psychometric tests, and that was last year. A year later, they actually call her for an interview. So you really never know where your luck is. So send in that application. Our next company, last but definitely not the very least, is called Global Passport. And they are in the business of decentralizing residency rights to individuals. And in that way, they hope to create more freedom and opportunities for everyone to pursue at a global scale, which is such a cool thing. Think about it this way: an global passport. They're currently hiring for the following roles. One is a CTO, that is a chief technical officer role, and two, a growth marketing lead. So if you know someone, or if you are that someone, or if your brother, sister, mother, whoever is looking for a remote opportunity and they are in any of the fields that you've actually captured today, I would like you to send them this video and let them actually apply to these opportunities, because you really never know where your luck is going to strike or how your stars are aligned. And yeah, I cannot wait to hear more of your success stories. Please do let me know in the comment section which function or which roles you're currently looking at, where you are at in your remote work journey, where do you feel you're getting stuck at, and let's have a conversation around that. I wish you nothing but all the very best in your job hunt, as always. And yeah, I guess I will see you guys in the next one.